Hello dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In today's video, we are going to discuss some of the MCQ questions from electrostatic field and electric charges and fields from that chapter. Okay, so the first question is SI unit of permittivity of free space is. See, including permittivity of free space, which formula you know? It is F equals F equals 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 divided by r square. Right? So here epsilon 0, if you are writing down one equation for epsilon 0, 1 by 4 pi into q1 q2 divided by fr square. So SI unit of epsilon 0 is Coulomb square divided by Newton meter square. Okay, so that is Coulomb square per Newton per meter square. This is the answer. Next question. A charge Q is placed at the center of the line joining 2 point charges plus Q and plus Q as shown in figure. The ratio of charges capital Q and Q is. So if we are able to keep a charge, if we are able to keep a charge, at this point, see here, if we are able to keep a charge at a point, at a point Q. See here we have two charges. Here we have two charges. Here we can represent it as plus Q and minus Q. See, one is plus Q here, and this is also plus Q. Another charge I am keeping it over here, capital Q. Okay. Then these charges are at distance x apart from the new charge. If I am able to keep a charge over here, this charge will be of which it is of negative charge, because positive negative only will be here, positive negative. So it will be attracting each other. So we will be getting the equilibrium at this point. So to reach the equilibrium, the ratio of charges capital Q divided by small q only we need to find out. That means at equilibrium, the total force acting at the charge, one of the charges Q, I can represent it as F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, which is common for both the forces. Force will be acting from Q to this Q and plus Q to this Q also. So here, first I am considering these two charges. The total force is Q into small q divided by x square plus q small q into capital small q. The force between these two charges, it is 2x the whole square. Okay, this is the total force. That will be equal to 0. That means you can write it as capital Q into small q divided by x square, that is equal to minus of small q divided by 4x square. So x square will get cancelled, 1q will get cancelled. What is capital Q divided by small q from here? From here we can write it as capital Q divided by small q equals, that is capital Q divided by small q equals minus 1 by 4. So here we will check whether our answer is correct or not. Here it is, answer is yes, minus 1 by 4. This is minus 1 by 4, it is. Okay, the final answer over here is minus 1 by 4. So next question we are going to discuss here is force per unit charge is known as F by Q. What is F by Q? E equals F by Q. So it is, the answer is electric field. Right? Here it is, electric field is force per unit charge. Next question. Electric field lines provide information about field strength, direction, nature of the charge, all of this. Electric field lines provide information about field strength also, direction also, and nature of charge also. So here answer is all of this. Next one. Which of the following figures represent the electric field lines due to a single negative charge? which is representing a single negative charge. See, this is negative charge alone. So here, this is here also negative charge, but it is moving outside. Outward direction means it is positive only, right? So single negative charge means it will be acting in this direction. This is for uniform charge representation only. We will be representing with the parallel lines. Single charge means all the charges are coming towards. Okay, this is about the single charge. Next we are going to study about the sixth question. I'll keep the question over here. Here, the SI unit of electric flux is electric flux. What is the SI unit of electric flux? Flux phi equals E dot ds or EDS, right? Electric field into ds. So what will be the unit? Newton per Coulomb meter square. Newton per Coulomb meter square. Unit of electric dipole moment. Dipole moment P equals Q into 2A. So that is, it is Coulomb meter. Coulomb meter is not given over here. It is debye is given. Debye is the correct answer. It's in the given one. Okay. So the next one is, see, consider a region inside which there are various types of charges, but the total charge is 0 at points outside the region. Consider a region in which there are various types of charges, but the total charge is 0 at points outside the region. Outside the region, whether the electric field is necessarily 0. Is it? It's not like that, right? So here, this is not like that. Then electric field is due to the dipole moment of the charge distribution only. No, electric field is only due to the dipole moment of the charge distribution. It is given, it's wrong. Then the dominant electric field is inversely proportional to R cube for larger R. Yes, that is correct. Right. So here a region inside there are various types of charges, but the total charge is 0. At points outside the region, if for very large distance, it is inversely proportional to R cube. That is correct. Then next one. The surface considered for Gauss law is called as, it is called as Gaussian surface. The total flux through the faces of the cube with side of length A if charge Q is placed at the corner A of the cube is. So here at one of the corners only it is given. So if we are keeping, how many cubes we can keep near to this A, you should think it in a 3-dimensional way, then you will be getting 8 more cubes we can keep it here. See, 1 over here, 2 over here, 3 at this side and 4 at this side. The same way, on top of that also we can represent the same way 4. So each one will be through each corner, the charge distribution will be, the flux will be Q by 8 epsilon 0. Okay, that is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following statement is not true about Gauss law? Gauss law is true only for closed surface. That is correct. The term Q on the right side of Gauss law includes sum of all charges enclosed by the surface. That also correct. On the right side, it is sum of all charges enclosed by the surface. And the third one, Gauss law is not much useful in calculating electrostatic field when the system has some symmetry. Yes, if the system has symmetry, then only we can use Gauss law. It is not much useful. It is given that statement is wrong. Okay, Gauss law is based on the inverse square dependence on the distance. That is also correct only. Okay, so these are some of the MCQs which we discussed in this chapter. Then next we will move to the assertion reason question. Just an introduction. How to do the assertion reason question. So next is assertion reason questions. In that, see here we are going to discuss about the how to solve the assertion reason questions. You will be getting 2 questions like this. See here, assertion. If the assertion, one assertion will be given and one reason also will be given. First you need to check whether the assertion statement is true or not, and then you can check reason statement is true or not. Suppose you are getting assertion is true, reason is false. Like that you are getting. Then the options will be same for all the questions. Assertion and reason both are correct statement, and reason is the correct explanation for assertion. So assertion is true, reason is false. Here assertion and reason are both are correct. So here in this case we no need to consider the first one. Assertion and reason both are correct statement. So this also not true in about this case. So that also no need to consider. Then assertion is correct statement but reason is wrong statement. That one will be the answer if this is the case. Okay. Then assertion is wrong statement, that also wrong for this. So you can write down the answer as C here. So instead of that, if suppose it's asking like, while you are finding out the answer, you are getting assertion is true, reason is true. So which and all options will be here? Assertion and reason both are correct statement. Assertion and reason both are correct statement here. This can be or this can be, and these two cannot be. Assertion is correct but reason is wrong. Assertion is wrong, reason is correct. That one we cannot use because here both are true. Then while you are getting, then how will you choose which one will be the correct one? After reading out the assertion, if you are giving a because, then and adding this reason, if whether this is the correct explanation for the second one, that one you should check. So while you are getting an assertion reason question, first you should check the statement given in assertion and reason are true or false. According to that, you should choose the correct statement from the given option. Okay, so here shall we start our questions? So the first one, assertion is given like, if there exists Coulomb attraction between two bodies, both of them may not be charged. Okay, if there exists Coulomb attraction between two bodies, both of them may not be charged. Both of them, is it necessary both should charge? No, right? It's not necessary that both should be charged. In Coulomb attraction, two bodies are oppositely charged. Whether that is correct? Yes. They are in Coulomb attraction means it should be opposite charges. Opposite charges only attracting each other. So here we are getting both are true. Whether the reason is the explanation for the assertion given over here? No. Right? Coulomb attraction, even when the body is charged and the other body is, one body is charged and the other body is uncharged, also Coulombic attraction will happen. Right? Charged body will be attracting an uncharged body. So the attraction will happen over there. So it is not necessary that both the bodies should be charged. So it is true, but it is not the correct explanation. So which will be the answer here? B is the answer. Assertion and reason are correct statement, but reason is not the correct explanation for assertion. Okay, so the next one is, assertion is given like, electric force is acting on a proton and an electron moving in a uniform electric field is same, whereas acceleration of electron is 1836 times that of proton. The reason is electrons is lighter than proton. So electric force acting on a proton and an electron moving in a uniform field is same. Whether it is same? Yes. Electron and proton will be having same charges, only direction, the charges value, positive, negative symbol is different. Whereas acceleration of electron is 1836 times that of proton. So this statement is true only. Okay. Then electron is lighter than proton. Is this statement is true? Yes, this statement also true. Then, since electron is lighter than proton, we are getting acceleration of electron as 1836 times that of proton. So, this is the explanation for the assertion only. So, which one we can give it the as answer? Here, the answer is both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Okay, so correct explanation for the assertion. So in this, the given question, which will be the answer? It is the correct A is the correct answer. Clear, children? This is how we will be doing the assertion reason type questions. So we will be doing more assertion reason type questions and case based questions in the next class. So I hope today's video is useful for you, and if you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye. Thank you, dears.